So Lisa,
Yes.
have they already done Chris's cases?
Chris had one on and he did a bench review a bench review
On
and
Rogerson, yeah.
yep. So that's it.
Okay, so we're ready on mine.
We have 5 people in the waiting room.
Okay,
I
well,
know
if that's the
you
case,
are.
then I see no reason to not get going.
Okay, let's go. The name on this one is Martin Dunholter,
Martin
but
Dunn.
I don't have that name on my,
Well, that's an attorney.
For the,
okay, so that's Waldron.
yeah.
Okay, so we'll bring him in.
Which I hope you're okay with the polo. I've been in a suit jacket all morning on dependencies, so.
I'll
Probably.
forgive you this once, Mr. Duncanson.
I guess we're all unmuted. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm the only guy here. Martin Dunholter is my name. Hello.
I'm Mr. Dunholter, judge for the city of South Bend. It looked to me like you had one case on. It was a contested infraction. Gary Varick Waldron, cause number 1A0370700.
That's right. Your Honor, may it please the court, Martin Dunholter on behalf of the defendant. Mr. Duncanson and I had an opportunity to speak earlier, and I will let Mr. Duncanson go ahead and make that motion.
Yeah, so we'd move to amend this to the tabs violation under 2 months, stipulated penalty of 128.
Okay. Just going to glance here at Mr. Waldron's history. Not non-existent, but fairly minimal. Okay, very well. I'll accept that amendment, and I assume the parties will provide me with or present me with an agreed order that I can sign.
Yeah, I will get an order drafted and sent over and circulated.
And I will. It sounds like you're amending, as I understood it, you were amending to a non-moving violation, is expired tabs. So I'll find that that's committed and impose a penalty of 128.
Thank you very much, Judge Penoyer. Mr. Duncanson, you ended all my name. You want to or send a carrier pigeon? I don't. Either way is fine with me.
I should be able to find your email if I just look you up through the.
It's easy. Martin@lawyerintacoma.com.
Oh, okay, yeah.
A drunk can remember it. That's why it's like that. Thank you.
That's good thinking.
You know,
You've got a real good
lawyer.
You've got a
You know,
real
your name-
good commercial instinct there, sir.
Well, it's not. Yeah, we don't advertise a lot, but you know how it is. Well, thank you very much. I wish I could have drove out there and done this, but in these
We'd
times,
love to have had you, sir, but instead you can have the pleasure of seeing our beautiful faces on here.
that's right.
We appreciate you getting this worked out with Mr. Duncanson.
Thank you very much. You guys take care.
Have a good day.
Take care. Bye. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Okay. Start with Isaiah Bailey for arraignment. All the rest we have are arraignments.
Okay. All right. Okay, Mr. Bailey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. You're a little quiet.
Okay, sorry.
That's quite all right. I'll just ask you to speak up if necessary. Mr. Bailey, my name is Will Penoyer. I'm the judge for the City of South Bend Municipal Court, and we are on today for an arraignment in your case. You are charged with minor in possession, which is a criminal misdemeanor, and you're also charged with a infraction for speeding. So today is arraignment. That just means kind of your first appearance before the court. I'm going to go through your rights, answer any questions you might have about the underlying charge, and appoint an attorney if you so request. All right? Okay, great. So as I said, you're charged with minor in possession. That is a gross misdemeanor. That means that the maximum penalty is $5,000 fine and 364 days in jail. That is not what you're likely to get. I'm just telling you that's the maximum that you can receive under a gross misdemeanor. Let's see, I've already been over that. You have the standard basic rights on any criminal case. Right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything about the offense today or in the future. Right to be defended by a lawyer, in this case, at all stages of the proceedings. If you can't afford an attorney, one can be appointed for you at your request, assuming you qualify financially. You have the right to have your guilt decided by a jury. A jury trial begins with you being presumed innocent until it is proven you are proven guilty. You have the right to remain silent if you wish. You can also have the right to testify if you so wish, but the jury cannot hold your silence against you. You also have the right to a speedy trial within 90 days of today, the date that you were arraigned in this action. If, as I said before, you have the right to a trial. If you're found guilty at trial, you do have a right to appeal. However, if you plead guilty at any stage, you would generally waive your right to appeal, except for a few very specific limited issues. So at this stage, what are you thinking about as far as an attorney, sir?
Honestly, don't know. Is this like, would someone normally get an attorney for this?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, somebody would normally get an attorney, but it depends on whether or not, if you can afford one, you would pay your own. If you cannot afford one, we appoint one for you.
Okay, I would need one appointed for me.
Okay, I do have to inquire as to your finances briefly. To do that, what is your income monthly?
Currently, I don't have a job, but I have $4,000 right now.
Like savings?
Yeah, from stimulus and all that.
Okay, but you don't have an income as such.
No.
Okay, that's fair enough. That from my perspective, that qualifies you for a public defender. So I'm assuming you would like me to appoint a public defender at this point and enter a not guilty plea for you.
Sure, yeah.
The idea being that gives you an opportunity to talk to your attorney before you, and then you can decide what you want to do in this case. All right.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so I'm going to appoint John Quittner to represent you, and you'll get the information in the mail for Mr. Quittner, contact information, phone number. You will then give him a call before court. You know, we have court again in a week. Usually it's 2 weeks. So I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to set this out just a week. That's not a lot of time for you to talk to him. I'm right, Madam Clerk, that we're back in a week, aren't we?
We are back in a week. I know Mr. Quittner had given us a list of many dates he was not available this month. So he may be very busy, not available in the next
Okay,
week.
so I wonder if I shouldn't set this to the first date in July. Sorry, Mr. Bailey. Usually we just set it to the next date, but since the next date's only a week away, that really doesn't give you a lot of time, especially if your lawyer's busy.
All right,
And lawyers are always busy from my experience. So we will set you for the first date in July, which is 14th. So your next court date is July 14th.
okay.
You'll receive notice in the mail of your public defender. You know, his name's John Quittner. You can give him a call and talk to him about your case.
Okay, sounds good.
Do you have any questions for me before we finish up today?
No, I do not.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bailey, and we will see you in a few weeks.
Just a
All right.
second.
Oh, sorry.
Would you prefer to appear by video or by in person?
If it's in person, do I have to go back to South Bend?
Yes.
Then I would prefer it in the video.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you live over on the other side of the state, don't you, Mr. Bailey?
Yeah, I live in the Spokane Valley.
Yeah. Okay, well, I don't always let people appear by Zoom. We're still kind of working out the rules for that, but certainly in your case, given that you're coming from Spokane Valley, I will approve that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else, Madam Clerk?
Nope.
Okay, Mr. Bailey, you can go ahead and log off and we'll see you soon.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, next we have Michael Davis.
Good afternoon, Mr. Davis. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Great. My name is Will Penoyer. I'm the judge for the City of South Bend Municipal Court.
Mhm.
And you are here today for an arraignment on a DWLS 3 charge.
Mhm.
Basically, as I assume you already know, you're charged with driving while license suspended in the 3rd degree.
Mhm.
That is a misdemeanor, which means that the maximum penalty is 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean you're going to get 90 days in jail or a $1,000 fine. That's just the max that you could get.
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Davis, at this point, I'm just going to go through and read the standard rights that all defendants have. And then I'll inquire as to whether or not you want to have an attorney appointed for you at the end.
Right.
All right. So, as you know, you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything about this offense today or in the future. You don't have to testify against yourself at trial, and that silence cannot be used against you by any jury that's hearing your case at trial. As you know, I assume, you have the right to be presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to be defended by a lawyer and have a lawyer present at all proceedings in this case. If you cannot afford an attorney, we can appoint one for you, assuming you qualify under the state poverty guidelines. With the jury trial, it begins with you being presumed innocent. The judge tells the jury that you are to be considered innocent until the prosecuting attorney can prove your case beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to be present when evidence is presented to the jury, so you can see, hear, and question the witnesses. You may call witnesses to testify for you, and witnesses can also be brought to the court to testify for you at no expense to you. Also, you have the right to a speedy trial. That means you have a right to a trial within 90 days of the date you enter not guilty plea, which most likely will be today. If you're found guilty at trial, you can appeal the question to the next court up. However, if you choose to plead guilty, most of your appeal rights are gone at that point. So at this point, what I usually do is I review the police reports to see if there's probable cause. That doesn't mean that I find you guilty. It just means I go through and see if there's enough in there to be substantive basis for a charge. I see in there that there is. I read the report by officer, forgetting which officer it is, Officer Madrid, and it looks like there is enough in there to, at least for now, let this case move forward. I find probable cause. Mr. Davis, would you like to have an attorney appointed for you, or are you going to look into hiring your own?
No, I don't think I need an attorney for this.
Well, it is a criminal charge.
Well, I'm trying to dispute it because how I even got a suspended license in the first place.
Okay.
You see
Well,
what I'm saying?
in that case, you should have an attorney.
Okay.
Because the attorney can help you.
Right.
That argument. If you don't
Okay.
think, that's the whole point of this.
All right.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. I was just trying to go forward as well.
I appreciate that. I understand nobody likes coming back to court.
Right.
Are you going to try to hire an attorney, or can you not afford one?
I can't afford an attorney. No way.
Okay. Well, what's your monthly income, sir?
Right now I have no income. I just started a job yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Then I will say that you qualify, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you. His name is John Quittner.
Okay.
I assume you have no problem with me entering a not guilty plea on your behalf today?
Right. I have no problem.
Then we will do that. Not guilty plea entered. Mr. Quittner is appointed as your attorney. And before I move on, Mr. Duncanson looks like he wants to say something. He's the city prosecutor.
I want to ask one thing. What is your middle name? And did you used to live in Kennewick?
Yeah, I did used to live in Kennewick.
And what did you say your middle name was?
But the address that I have on this piece of paper is wrong. It has 22 North William Street. That's not the address.
Okay.
So my license is in question over a 2010 ticket. of
Don't
speeding?
go into the specifics of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, remember we talked about the
I
right
was
to
just trying
remain
to confirm
silent.
one thing.
I think what Mr. Duncanson is doing is trying to figure out, what to do with your case. I think he's trying to help you, honestly.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
understand. Yeah.
He is
Yeah,
the city
I
prosecutor, but I know his practice.
Oh,
So
okay. Go
Yeah.
ahead, sir.
I was just trying to confirm one thing. So when I just looked up your case, it had no driving history, so I was confused. But
Right. It's
I've confirmed what I was looking
22
for. Talk to John. I'll talk to John. We'll get your case resolved pretty quickly, I think.
Appreciate it, man.
it sounds like there may be a misunderstanding. Michael Davis is admittedly one of the most common names I could imagine.
Yeah.
How mix-up could occur. Mr. Davis, you're going to get, well, let's confirm your address first.
All right. My new address is 14605 117th Avenue, Court East, Puyallup, Washington, 98374.
Well, it couldn't be an Avenue Court. So it's one of the two, right?
That's Avenue Court East.
Yeah.
Avenue Court?
Yeah.
I've never heard such a thing.
Yep. We see it a lot, Olympia, Lacey area.
That's really weird.
Avenue Court East, if you could see.
Okay, you're right. It's just very strange to me. Because
Yeah.
you in a court
As
and
well.
why would you, right?
Right.
I guess they're just saying the court is the little road off the main street.
Right. And east of the court is over here. Yeah,
Well, that just means they got a lot of houses.
they do.
So, Mr. Davis, you'll get that in the mail. Talk to your attorney and he'll talk to the prosecutor
Okay.
and hopefully they can get it all figured out.
So do I wait for the mailer to come and then then he'll set up the date for me or what? So
Oh,
I
I'm
don't-
sorry.
Huh?
You will wait in the mail to get his contact information, but we do need to set a court date for you.
Oh, okay.
So that will be the last thing we need to do before we get off here.
Yes, sir.
We will set you for July 14th.
Sounds good.
Same thing, appear by Zoom. You can come in person if you want. But I'm assuming you may want to appear by Zoom given where you live.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. If you have a pen and paper, I can give you the attorney's name now if you want to write it down before you're done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. His name's John, and then the last name is Quittner, Quittner.
Okay, gotcha. Quittner.
And his number is 360-642-3139.
642-3139.
Okay, Mr. Davis, any other questions for me?
No, not at this moment.
Okay, give him a call tomorrow. I know he's in trial today, so you're not going to get him today.
Yeah, I probably would have to do it on my day off. They're gonna work me a lot of hours in my first week, I'm sure.
Fair enough. Just don't do it today. It won't work.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, great, Mr. Davis. I will see you on the 14th.
All right, thank you. I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
sir.
Thank you, Bob. Got it.
Sorry to jump in like that. It was
No,
when I searched the cause number, it came up with only that one charge and no Washington driver history. I needed to make sure I found the right full abstract. So
yeah, no, I always assume that you have a good reason if you interrupt, Mr. Duncanson. I'm not concerned about that at all.
okay. And I guess heads up, there is one guy on the docket that I will just be making a motion to amend because he already has his license back and he got it like 2 days later. So
Good. Fabulous. Good for him.
Okay, this one, the name is listed as Zoom user, so I'm not sure which of the last two this is going to be.
I think that's Mr. Thune. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Great. Will Penoyer, judge for the city of South Bend. We're here today on arraignment for Chantuth Tuin,
Yes.
cause number C216794. Arraignment today for assault for domestic violence. Mr. Tuin, today is arraignment, meaning it's just your first appearance today. I'm going to go through your rights and appoint you an attorney if you request one, okay?
Okay.
First off, as you probably know already, you were charged with assault for domestic violence. That's a gross misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is $5,000 fine and 364 days in jail. That is the maximum, not necessarily what will actually happen, just the most that you could get. I've reviewed the police reports and I find there is probable cause for this case to go forward. That does not mean that I find you guilty. It simply means that there are enough facts in the police report to support the charge going forward. All right, on to the rights, Mr. Tuen. You have the right to remain silent. That means you don't have to say anything about this offense at any time in court or any time in the future. You have the right to be defended by a lawyer and have a lawyer present at all hearings. You can hire one, or you can have a public defender if you cannot afford an attorney of your own. You have the right to have your guilt decided by a jury. The jury will presume that you are innocent, or will be told by the court that they're to presume you innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent, of course, during the jury trial as well, the right to present evidence, and also to call witnesses on your behalf. If you cannot afford to bring those witnesses, you can have those witnesses brought in at no cost to you. You also have the right to a speedy trial. That means you have the right to a trial within 90 days of today, since today is the date you'll be entering your not guilty plea. If you're found guilty at trial, you may appeal the question of guilt to an appeals court. However, if you decide to plead guilty at any point, you will waive most of your appeal rights. If you plead guilty, as I guess I said, you give up all those rights. So making sure I don't miss anything here. Nope, I guess I did not. So at this point, Mr. Tuen, my question to you is, are you planning on hiring an attorney, or would you like the court to consider appointing one for you?
Can I get one appointed
Okay.
to me?
I'll need to check your monthly income first. What is that?
Nothing. I don't make any money.
Okay, I'll find that you do qualify for a public defender, and I will appoint a public defender to represent you. I will appoint Jonathan Quittner. And what we will do is set this for the next court, not the next court date, but the court date after that, which will be July 14th.
Okay.
And you live in the area, so I'm going to assume that you'll be appearing in person. We're starting to have in-person appearances starting on that date.
Okay.
So I'll direct you to appear in person. If you have a pen and paper, I can give you your attorney's name and number now, or we can mail it to you.
Can you mail it to me?
That's fine.
Okay.
Let's just confirm your address before we do that. I have that you live at Willapa Avenue in South Bend, meaning that you probably have a PO box, right?
Yes.
What is that?
774 PO Box 774.
Okay, great. Do you have any questions for the court at this point?
No.
Okay. At this point, when you get that stuff in the mail, give your attorney a call, and you will be back here on the 14th. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Tuen.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Before he jumps off, this is a domestic violence. Is there no contact order in place or anything? Or...
Oh, sorry, Mr. Tuen. Good point. We should put a new this is a domestic violence case, and the custom is to put a no contact order in place while the case is pending.
Okay.
So I am going to do that. I find that there is probable cause, so that there is a valid basis to enter that, at least temporarily in this case. So there will be a no contact order between you and the child, at least until this case moves forward. Mr. Duncanson, do you want to prepare that, or should I prepare that?
If you could go ahead and prepare it, I don't have the standard form.
Okay. So Mr. Tuen, do you understand that while this case is pending, you are not to contact the child?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his name, the young man's name.
It's Christopher.
Is his last name Tuen?
Yes.
Okay, so while this case is pending, you will have no contact with Christopher Tuen, and I will put together this on paper, and you'll get a copy of it as well, okay?
Okay.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Duncanson?
Nope.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tuen. We'll see you in a few weeks.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so I'm hoping this one's Tony Williams.
Hello there. Hi.
Good afternoon. Is your name Tony Williams?
It is, yes.
Great. Mr. Williams, my name is Will Penoyer. I'm the judge for the City of South Bend Municipal Court.
Yes, sir.
And we've got you on today for arraignment in cause number C21-6793. Looks like you're charged with driving while license suspended in the third degree, which is just a standard misdemeanor, meaning the maximum penalty is 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. That's maximum, not what you're actually likely to get. Now, before you say anything, I think the prosecutor wants to let me know that you got your license.
Yes, I did. The very next day, sir.
Okay. All right. So before I get into reading all the rights and stuff, I'm going to see if he wants to make a motion to the court.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if Mr. Williams is willing to accept it, I would amend this to a no valid operator's license with ID, which is an infraction with a fine of $180.
You know what? So can I just say, like, I moved here from Kent from the pandemic. I didn't know that my license was suspended until until the guy pulled me over. If I knew it was suspended, I would totally be okay with that. However, I did not know. And then that was the reason why my insurance wasn't mailing me anything either. So there were a few things going on. So I apologize. And I did move here from Kent in November of last year. So I am so sorry. And I did not know it was suspended. The minute this transpired, I definitely contacted the DMV, paid the $1,280 fine that I had to take care of to go ahead and get this reinstated. So I feel I've done my due diligence and pain, and I am so sorry. I mean, I could do community service or something, but I mean.
Okay, Mr. Duncanson.
That'd be my offer. If he doesn't want to accept it, then go through the rights, enter a plea not guilty, and I'll discuss it with John.
What will transpire if I say not guilty on this? I mean, I didn't know. So
So, Mr. Williams, you have the right to plead not guilty. What Mr. Duncanson was saying is that because he's basically giving you the option of amending this to an infraction where it's not a criminal charge.
Okay. So that's just
a
the penalty.
fine.
That is just the penalty. Yes. Okay, fine.
Okay, maybe there was a misunderstanding there. So it'll be reduced to an infraction. It won't be a criminal charge any longer if you accept his offer.
I'll accept it. I will definitely accept it.
And not only, the only thing I'm going to add to that is I'm going to reduce the fine to $140.
Thank you, sir. I start my new job at Michael's Distribution Center Tuesday orientation. And I lost my job here for the Mayor State Beverage. I got laid off with 358 people during this pandemic. And so I work remotely. So this commute's going to be crazy, but thank you very, very much for working with me on this.
Sir, just so we can go over this one more time. That means that it sounds like you've accepted this. So that means that there will be an order amending the charge from DWLS 3 to NVOL 2nd, which is an infraction. And the agreed fine will be $140. Does that sound right to you?
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so when that order is presented to me, I will sign it. And you'll get information in the mail on how to pay it. Anything else?
No. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much. And I'll pay that off as soon as I get that.
If we could just directly have him answer committed to it, so that way I don't need to worry about getting his signature too.
Okay. Do you understand, Mr. Williams?
I do.
Would you be willing to, do you admit that you admit committed to the amended infraction?
Yes.
Okay. That way he doesn't have to get your signature on it.
I figured as much. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Great. Then it sounds like everybody's on the same page here. So, Mr. Williams, I wish you luck.
Thank you so much. Have a very nice day, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, everybody. Seems like I'm going too fast today.
No, it's good. We're done.
No, I meant, you can also run the risk of skipping steps if you move too fast. So, any other questions or anything else to deal with?
I don't have any.
Appearing in person. am I gonna have to?
Well, I guess the only reason I would feel like I'd want you to is because a lot of times the cases get resolved sort of at court.
Hmm.
That was always the reason that sort of mattered from my perspective. On the other hand, I understand that it might be, this might not be as an attractive as of a professional option for you.
Well, it's not just that really. Like, I don't mind. I actually don't mind the drive down to South Bend, and I could always have something I need else to do down there, like meet with Pam Stoley or something. But it's just this because this is on Wednesdays. I also have the dependency dockets Wednesdays.
Oh, right,
Because like today, usually the dependency dockets